I'm not hearing you on Twitch.
Oh. There we go. Is that better?
I'm not hearing anything, and also may be delayed.
Oh, I'm sure there is a delay. Also,
Oh.
can you now not hear me through Discord?
No, I can hear you through Discord. I heard some. Yeah, it's delayed.
Yeah. No, Twitch automatically delays you unless you have a partner account. Okay, so let me start over. In August, Civ6 came out with an update, and I love Civ6. It's like my favorite game ever. So I want to check out like the new features, like the hidden tech tree and also the secret societies and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start a game with Musa because I want to sort of focus on commerce and trade. Admittedly, I'm not trying to kill myself, so I'm going to play on Warlord, and you can deal. Because I just want to experience these new features. Continents works. Let's go on a huge map, because I'm a glutton. Okay, Secret Societies, and Tech and Civic Shuffle mode. Perfect. I don't think I need anything else. I don't remember what mods I have turned on, but I don't think I have very many. I think it's mostly like mods to make the interface better. Anyway, right now with me I have my buddy Jack.
Heyo.
And I'm sure you can hear my cat, who is singing me the song of her people. Penelope Rose, do not stand outside of Regan's door and scream. Hey! Don't make me come out there with a spray bottle, please. Oh my god, that cat. So you asked before, Jack. The cats 100% love. The cats 100% love the new place, and they are loving having more than one person in the apartment. Especially now that there's 3 of us. Also, Chris spoils the crap out of them. Oof, here comes the big load. The big loading screen, because I'm playing on a huge map. Oh my goodness gracious. I start school, like, next week. It's crazy. I'm excited. If this game froze, I don't know what I'm gonna do. My computer has been such a pain in the butt lately. I can't wait to build a new one.
Oh, shit.
Okay, let's look at the handy dandy task manager. What the hell is the problem?
From the first stirrings of life
beneath
water to the great beasts of the Stone Age.
I was gonna say, like, my memory usage is under 50%.
Upright steps,
my CPU usage is at like 20%.
Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle
And I
of
have 2 graphics
civilization
cards.
on towards
So,
the stars.
like, OBS and
Mansu
Civ6
Musa,
are using
great
different
king of
graphics
Mali,
cards.
you are blessed with wealth beyond comprehension, yet you remain uncorrupted. Raise your eyes from the marketplace to the heavens, and
I don't think I've ever
satisfy
played
your
as Mali
heart's
before.
great yearning for peace. Protect
excited.
the prosperity of your people, and history will write your name in golden letters.
Okay, more frozen. Cool. I mean, not frozen, but loading. Oh, no fucking about that. It says in Discord that I'm streaming. That's neat. Oh, and there's a link to my Twitch channel. That's even neater.
Where?
If you click on my name in Just Magical Stories. That's fucking neat. Hello, Penelope. Are you done being a little braticus? Dude, I made myself chocolate pancakes. Not chocolate chip pancakes. That is not what I said. I made myself chocolate pancakes.
I can't watch and listen to both of your voices.
So mute one of them.
I did.
It would probably be prudent for you to mute the one that's not live, because I'm gonna talk to you, and then you're gonna be like, you're gonna answer me like 10 seconds later, and that's gonna like piss me off.
How are you today? Good.
Oh my god. Yeah, like, what have you been up to though? I know you're moving.
Yes. It's right by like Newton Brighton area.
Oh, cool. Oh, so you're not even going to be that far from me anymore.
No.
Unfortunately, pandemic, so it's not like we can hang out.
I mean, we can, just, you know, like, with a 10-foot pole between us.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, but I went to Salem for my birthday weekend with my parents.
Oh, yes, you said.
Yeah. Basically, we watched a storm devastate Gloucester, and then we got hit by that said storm. I got free popcorn from a woman whose birthday it also was, which was interesting. We went to all the shops, and I talked to people, and I bought things. And of course, I made some friends, because that's
I mean, of
what
course,
I do.
because that's who you are.
Yeah. We went on we didn't go on a ghost tour. We went on a paranormal tour that just happened to have ghosts.
Okay.
I don't know. During that tour, my mom scared the crap out of me by accident. And the guy scared me so hard, my socks fell off while I was wearing sandals, so I didn't have any socks.
How does that... Oh, metaphorically. Gotcha. I was like, how in the fuck does a person literally scare your socks off? That does not make sense. Does not compute.
Where I wasn't wearing socks at the time either, so I was...
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I got that now. What does this district do? I don't remember.
We saw some cool things, ate some food. I talked to different people about, you know, the witch stuff.
About, you know, the witch stuff. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And, only about one book about the Golden Dawn, because I actually wanted to read up on those guys. Because they seem interesting, but also very, very weird.
I mean,
they're the only
ceremonial magic, right?
Yeah, they're the only like ceremonial magic group that I know of. So I wanted to read like what they did and like what their history is, and then I wanted to go to.
Well, I mean, have you read Crowley?
No.
Oh, well, I mean, like, Aleister Crowley was very, very big on ceremonial magic also.
Yeah, but I've also heard he's into really weird, fucked up stuff too, so...
I mean... only if you consider, like... demon things. Weird and fucked up.
No thanks. No thanks. I understand that, you know, some magical people will delve into that, and I'm just like, the only demons I want to know about are the ones in passing. But I got the book
I'm
about
cool
them,
with
so...
keeping my demons in my past.
Yeah.
Get it? That was a joke. That was a trauma joke. I'm very funny.
What else? I got hit on by one of the store workers when I went to one of the places, and we were talking about cloaks and shit.
Cool.
That was interesting.
How'd that go?
It was quick. It wasn't like, oh, thank you for the compliment, and that was it. Because I know I make friends, but I don't understand flirting whatsoever.
So what you mean to say is that someone complimented you?
Probably.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, like, flirting, banging, being nice, bang equals flirting, but...
Yeah, I can make friends, but I don't really understand social interactions that well.
That's fair. I don't understand why my computer's not loading my fucking game. There we go!
Because it wanted to fight you.
Christ on toast. Okay, well, I always drop my city right where I start, so that's a thing. But on the plus side, I have desert near me, and that's good because I get like bonuses for being near desert as Musa. Let's see.
I actually learned about Mali pretty recently on TikTok. You know, like some of the history. And it's amazing because basically what happened is that like they had a shitload of gold.
And yeah, I mean they were so like the Chinese, the early Chinese empires. Jeez, let's try that again. The early Chinese empires and also like the empires of the Indus Valley both traded with Eastern Africa like hundreds and hundreds of years before Europe ever did. And Mali as a kingdom sort of like thrived on this merchant world. There were actually Malinese pirates. Am I thinking of the right place? Yeah, I have to be. There were actually Malinese pirates that were found like all the way as far as Indonesia.
Damn.
Yeah, it's super fucking neat.
That's a hike too. Also, when was that? Like, are we talking like 11th century?
I'd have to look, but I think it was even earlier than that. I mean, it's supposed that the Chinese made it to the east coast. I mean, the west coast of the U.S. like in like the 10th century, 10th century, something like that.
What?
Yeah. The Chinese were a sailing culture, like, way back.
No, I get that. Like, the fucking, like, Hawaiians of descendants of Polynesians, and, like, they went there and, like...
There's evidence of... There is evidence of, Polynesian culture in Chile, in South America.
Hot fucking damn.
Yeah. Super fucking neat, right?
Yeah, that's... We went around the world faster one way than we did the other.
Well, I mean, when you are a culture built on top of islands, that's sort of a thing. Okay, I'm gonna go with mining first so I can get that copper, because I believe that I get bonuses. I don't know. I opened up Musa to, like, look at what I got, and then I got distracted because we were actually talking about Mali. Let's see. Okay, so I get extra gold for each desert tile. City centers get extra faith and food for every desert tile. My mines get less one production but more gold. I can purchase cultural hubs with faith. Oof. I did not realize I was at minus 30% production towards buildings and units. What the oh man, that's like everything other than districts, I guess. Big oof. Okay, but then like what's this? This commercial hub. Oh, 20% cheaper to purchase with Golden Faith. +2 bonus for each adjacent holy site. Oh, I guess if I put it in between two cities. Ah, that's fucking boss. Cool. Cool. Yeah, this is gonna be cool. I definitely have not ever played Molly before. I thought I had. I love this game. This is like full-on my favorite game ever. And I know like lots of people hate on it because of like the big giant units and because the graphics aren't, I don't know, they're lots of folks say that the graphics are too cartoony. I don't know. I'm all about like games having low barriers to entry for new players because I like new people to be able to play the things that I think are cool. Oh, whatever happened with California?
Oh, yeah. They offered me a job.
Uh-huh.
And after doing research on the amount of money it would take to live in LA, they didn't offer me enough.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you that.
Yeah, they offered... Yeah, just like... Fuck. Like, I took the test and I did the interview and shit, and I'm just like... I thought I did well on the test, and I think I did well on the interview, but they just, like, gave me, like... You know, like... fuck, what was it?
I mean...
Something...
Most people in LA work 2 jobs or have fucking 6 roommates.
Yeah, that too. I was looking at like places there, and they're just like, yeah, like the room that I am living in right now with my parents would be like $2,000 or something ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, when I was looking at going to, schools out there for my PhD, I was expecting that I would be paying somewhere on the order of $2,300 a month for a studio apartment.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's like an efficiency studio where there's not even like a kitchen area, it's just like a fucking hot plate and a sink.
Yeah. That was the one I was really looking at was, I think it was a studio, but it didn't have a kitchen, and I'm just like, I need, like, I need a kitchen.
That's not abnormal. A lot of times places like that, what you do is you get an electric hot plate.
Yeah, I did have a porch, and they offered me a couch.
Oh my god.
And I'm just like...
Cool. Let's see. Give me some faith. Okay, advanced astrology. That's cool. Did I? Oh, I didn't. So, I don't know if you've ever played this game before, but they introduced, like, secret societies. And you can only ever join one. But you have to get access to them through doing certain things. So one of them you get access to from finding villages like that. Another one you get access to from discovering natural wonders. Another one is... Oh my god, I have 2 open Red Bulls with stuff in them. Clearly I need my Ritalin again. Another one you get access to the first time you defeat a barbarian encampment, and the 4th one you get access to from doing things with city-states. The one that I want to join, I believe, is the one that you get from Natural Wonders. I believe. Hard to find out. Bug, you can go in there. You don't need to sleep on top of it.
The NSS for the Werewolf came out.
The NSS for Werewolf has been out for a long time.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm playing Silent Strider, who is mute. I'm playing a Silent Strider Theurge. I'm sorry, she's not mute. She's she has taken a vow of silence.
I'm playing I haven't seen it yet, and I'm probably just playing a Kinfolk Botanist, because fuck it. I want to use my plant knowledge at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
Timeline.
Unfortunately, that doesn't so much work for me. I'm not really sure how playing a sociologist would be even remotely relevant in a role-playing game.
Okay. 1861, not 1851.
Okay, here we go. Oh my god, what is going on? My computer is very upset at the fact that I am streaming to Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube all at the same time. Oh, got some barbarians. I'm gonna go kill them. Who knows? Maybe I'll go with the Vampire Secret Society. One of the societies is a Vampire Secret Society, and every tier of the Secret Society that you buy into, you get another vampire, which is a combat unit that even when it dies, it just goes back to a city with a vampire castle in it.
That's actually pretty cool. What do you think about it, Steve?
Hi.
Oh, holy crap. Hello, Steve.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Just so you know, I'm currently streaming, including this conversation, to like Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Just so you know.
That's fine. I said hello in your stream chat already, so.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm playing
no,
Civ6.
I'm somewhat watching. I'm just kind of decompressing today.
Yeah, absolutely. How have you been? I miss you.
Well, recently not so great.
Oh, did you get sick again? I feel like I saw something that said you got sick again.
No, I had symptoms and I got tested for COVID again, and they were like, nope, you don't have COVID. I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay, that is really cool. That makes me happy to hear.
No, my car got broken into yesterday at work.
No.
I guess my doors weren't locked, so they took my wallet, they took my vape, they took power cords, my laundry quarters.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. Unfortunately, I had my social security card in my wallet.
Oh my god.
Oh,
so,
did you have your wallet still on?
Right out of my car, which I thought it was locked, but I guess it wasn't. Because even though I'm in Manchester for my work, I'm in kind of a heavily trafficked area of Manchester. Like it's the Wombeck Mills, if you've ever been up there.
I have only ever been to Manch Vegas once.
Basically, it's a big business thoroughfare, and
oh, gotcha.
I mean, it was Sunday, so it wasn't as populous, but still, they somewhere between 3:45 and 6 p.m. got into my car, got my shit, and yeah. So now I had to go request a replacement social security card. I'm gonna have to get. I was already planning on getting my New Hampshire license, but it's gonna be a thing.
Oh my gosh, that's so rough. I'm so sorry to hear that.
I need to actually go see if I can just use.
Can I just tell you how much I love the Pride Hearts in Twitch chat?
Yes.
Oh, that is alcohol.
What? Jack, it's fucking... Oh, I guess it is 1:25. I can't judge you for drinking alcohol afternoon. I'm over here double fisting Red Bull, so...
Wait, how'd you know I was drinking booze?
Oh, I don't know. I thought I heard somebody said... I thought I heard someone say something about alcohol.
Oh,
did I imagine
no.
it? Am I just, like, totally psychic?
Maybe. I also have been finding I've been sometimes streaming with consciousness talking because the world is causing me to go crazy.
I mean, yeah.
Crazier.
Hey, you guys want to know something crazy that I did a vampire at least?
Oh?
I have been paying people in boons for them to give animals their, specific clan power, like dementation to a peacock and obtend to a squirrel.
Are you the reason why that motherfucker was wandering around with a raccoon at the historical game?
No! But I want to meet him. Who is
Dude,
that?
I got his raccoon drunk. I don't know.
I want to meet them now. I got a badge of Podium, too.
I need to talk to my HR to get a W-2 statement.
Who was the guy with the raccoon?
I have no idea. I've never met him before. I was just like hanging out with my coterie, and because I'm in like this like really cool coterie of like catty gay characters.
Oh, Bri, you just reminded me.
Yee.
We might get to be not in Vampire, but catty and gay together in another game.
Which game is that? Scion?
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm playing a character. I'm hoping I'm gonna propose to play a character who is either an avatar of or a chosen of Sarasvati. So I'm gonna be like sort of a bard.
Oh, so you're going Deva.
Well, so
Wow.
I never get to represent the fact that I'm Hindu in any game ever.
Fair enough.
And I really just want to be able to do Hindu things in any game I ever play.
Fair. I'm making a child of hell.
Oh, cool. Taz is
Yeah.
talking about making a something. I forget which one he was talking about, but something of Loki.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is Scion?
Scion is an RPG where you are playing... It's almost like my ancient Greek game. So you're playing, like, some kind of character who is imbued with divine power from a god.
Okay.
So, in all likelihood, one of your parents was mortal, and one of your parents was a god from Spit and Hit the Pantheon. They probably have a book for it.
It doesn't have to be, though, anymore.
No, because now you can be the incarnate of one, which lets you do some fun things. Like I almost went with my Hellenic idea, where I'm the incarnate of Pan. Because even though Pan doesn't have a write-up in here, it's like it's not that hard.
No.
Wild animal fertility. Chaos. Lots of chaos. But or you are a mortal who has been chosen by a god. That you're a supernatural creature in of yourself, and you become the agent of a divine force.
I sort of was also thinking about making a kitsune, but I don't know that Dan would let me do that. Although he was saying that he was going to allow Shen, and I would be very happy to reprise Demir as a Chinese version of kitsune, because they exist in Chinese myth.
Yeah, it's They exist in Chinese, some versions of Japanese and Korean, don't they?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. The thing is that when most people think of a kitsune, because of the way that they're portrayed in like most games and in American popular culture, they only ever think of the Japanese version of a kitsune. Whereas, like, in the Chinese version, the reason why I did... so the three of us are all members of, like, a LARP organization that runs, like, Werewolf the Apocalypse and stuff. Anyway, for anyone who might eventually see this that isn't one of us. But anyway,
quit digging.
one of the reasons why Demir was the way he was is because I built him on the Chinese ideal of a kitsune. So when he became a Ninetales, like... he stopped resembling a fox and started resembling like this divine version of a fox, which is why I always like fucked myself up with gold glitter and tried to make myself as shiny as possible, because in Chinese myth, when a kitsune becomes a Ninetales, they like gain a measure of divine power.
Yeah. I am actually playing a technically he's human. Technically.
Okay.
I took the Prophet origin path.
Oh, cool.
So I get to do things like up with the tension pool.
So I'm either thinking Incarnate or Chosen as my origin path.
So I heard it was likely you, me, and Chris?
I don't know about Chris.
Okay.
Taz and I have been talking about it all day yesterday. To my knowledge,
misremembered names.
Yeah, the people that I know of currently would be Yumi and Taz, and also I think Vance said that he was interested. So I think that would be like a 4-person party, which seems to be like roughly what Dan would be looking for.
Yeah.
So what is your goal in this game? Like
it depends on what tier of the game you're playing. So I'm not a Scion expert by any means. I only just...
That's my job.
Hold on. I've got to go yell at my cat because she is pawing at my roommate's door and needs to stop.
So tell me more.
So, Scion, in a way, is just a tabletop way of telling the hero's journey. But generally, kind of the end game is 1, don't die, and 2, possibly more important than 1, be epic.
Yep.
Because kind of the level up that you kind of do is you have a stat, like to use an analogy you understand, power stat called Legend.
But you don't get that unless you're playing at the hero level. So, like, that's one of the things that Taz and I were talking about that we don't know, is whether we're going to be playing pre-visitation or post-visitation. Because if we're pre-visitation, we don't have Legend.
Is it kind of like White Wolf's modern-day version of 7 Seabury?
No.
No.
No, not at all. It's closer to Exalted in the real world.
It's Exalted's less over the top little brother.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Penelope Rose. Read Exalted stuff. Uh-oh.
So one of my roommates works from home, and I very much am not okay with the fact that Penelope sits outside of their door and screams while they're trying to work from home. I hate being that asshole roommate whose children are obnoxious.
Yeah. I mean, I built my guy assuming that we're starting at Legend 1, but I think we also might be actually starting at, from what I've heard from Dan, we might be starting at Origin for, like, a couple games and then having our visitations and then.
Okay. Yeah, so I built a character based on origin, just because I figured I could always I could always up power a character. It would be harder for me to build a character that's from hero and then down power it.
Oh wait, these are heroes.
Yes.
Sort of, yeah.
You are epic heroes. You are epic heroes.
No. I faced a couple in a game at one point. Well, a couple, two, couple.
Scion isn't like compatible with other White Wolf games, though.
I know.
Oh.
No. I know what hero you're talking about. I think. No. This is very different.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are not psychotic.
Yeah, they were psychotic.
You were probably going up against beast heroes. Beast heroes are psychotic.
What do you mean skipped 100% of frames 2 minutes ago? Is the Twitch stream, like, completely dead?
It's constant. It's currently buffering.
Fuck me.
No, there it is.
Okay. What the fuck is going on?
I figured it was just my computer.
No, I just got an alert from OBS that, like, 100% of frames were being dropped. I was like, what the shit is going on? So once I get my stipend from school... Also, I don't know that I've talked to you since I, like, started actual logistics about my PhD.
No, I don't think so.
So I got into a school in Boston. We're gonna be generic because public internet. Actually, you know what? I feel like I put this on my YouTube channel already. I got into UMass Boston to do my PhD in sociology, which was always one of my big goals because, I mean, one of the big reasons why I'm super excited about UMB is because there are a couple of professors there that do, like, visual sociology methodologies, which is a huge thing that I want to be doing. And there aren't many people in the US that are doing visual sociology. Like, in the UK, visual methodologies and soc are pretty big. In continental Europe, they're used if they're not, like, big. But in the US, most sociologists, like, refuse to use visual methods. And I very strongly want to be using visual methods.
What are visual methods?
So, there's a bunch of different ways that it could be construed, but for my purposes, I would like to do content analysis of people's social media, specifically the photos and videos in their social media, and I would also like to do what's called a photo voice panel, where basically you get a panel of people together from your research group, and you create a list of, 10 prompts, and then you have them take photos based on those prompts. And then everybody comes back in with their photos, and you put them up basically like in a slideshow, and people talk about their photo and how their photo relates to the prompt. And it's a way to sort of let people... It's a way for people to show what they're experiencing in their world, rather than just telling about how they've internalized what they're experiencing in their world.
Okay.
And they do it in anthropology. Visual anthropology is a field that's been established for decades. But visual sociology is still sort of up and coming, and I'm super, super excited to do that because what I am proposing, because I haven't done my prospectus yet, I started writing it, but whatever. I'm hoping to defend my prospectus next fall. And, but what I'm proposing is that I would like to work with college students and graduate students to look at how their identities and sense of self have either changed or come into conflict. Specifically, whoa, let me back up. Yay, I need Ritalin. I want to work with college students and graduate students in order to appraise the way that sense of self and identity have changed and come into conflict for first-generation students as opposed to their non-first-generation peers. Because I suspect, as a first-generation student, I suspect that I will find that first-generation students have a lot more of, like, a struggle with their sense of self going into an academic environment where the vast majority of their peers come from middle-class and upper-middle-class backgrounds, and the vast majority of people who go to college have parents that went to college. Whereas, like, I mean, my mom was a single parent for most of my life, and I guess maybe not most, for a lot of my life, and basically worked as a bartender until I was in high school, maybe? Like, maybe later, but my experience in my life did not prepare me for what to expect in college. I had a huge crisis of self before I got to college, trying to figure out how to fit into the middle class as, like, a corporate professional in IT. And when I got to a big four-year school, it just got even more pronounced because I didn't fit in with my classmates at all. I didn't understand, like, where they were coming from. I didn't connect with their, like, lives because we had completely different lived experience.
Yeah, I mean, from the other side, I definitely, most of my friends in college were either, like, first generation, like, college goers, because I went to a tiny liberal arts college in the middle of nowhere, also known as MCLA. And a lot of, like, my friends were, yeah, like, first generation, maybe only second generation college attendees. And then I have my family where almost everyone in my family has at least one degree. At least. My mother has 3. Like, it's from the other side of it, but trying to connect to their lived experiences and, like, mine, it's like,
weird.
I have it really, really good, and
yeah. It was interesting for me when I was in classes with people who took for granted that they were going to be able to work unpaid for the summer. So, like, I did a master's in public policy, right? And you have to do like, an internship or a fellowship or something like that. Well, let me tell you, in public policy, almost all of the things that you would get as a graduate student are 40 hours a week and unpaid.
Yeah.
And they're almost all in New York or in Washington. I don't know how people can afford to live in New York or Washington without getting paid for 40 hours of their time.
Which families?
Yeah. But that's exactly it. Like, I was already 2 steps behind in my program because I didn't have a support system that could help me pay my bills for 3 months while I did a full-time internship for free.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hello, Dan.
Hey.
Everybody, this is Dan. This is the aforementioned Dan that we've been talking about is running the game.
It might be Dan.
Jack, you're so lucky you're adorable.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
His username, I made a pun.
Yep. Yeah, you did. Let me buy some friggin' desert tiles over here so that I can start actually making faith and money. Oh my goodness. So we were talking about Scion.
Yeah.
Steve and I are both super excited.
That's good. I've been... Ooh, today was rough.
Oh,
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
honey, it was a rough day for everybody.
Yeah. But if I dive into work, I don't have time to think, so that's good.
It's true.
Bree, I'm getting a loading screen on Twitch.
What, sorry?
I'm getting a loading... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I think that my computer is... you know what it is? I don't have Ethernet, and the router is on the other side of my apartment. So realistically, when I build my new computer after I get my stipend, I also need to buy a new router with repeaters so that I can actually have, like, a full signal. Because we pay for the fastest internet that Comcast will sell us. The problem is that I'm, like, 90 feet, if not more, from the router, and this building was built in the 40s as like veterans housing, so all the walls are fucking 6 inches thick. Because like now my computer's not lagging at all anymore. It was, but now it's not. It has settled down. Except my network is not behaving as I would hope. I guess maybe if I didn't stream in 4K, that would probably help. Can I change that now?
Hey, do you want a repeater? I think we have one. Because my dad's a tech head.
Well, I mean, I'm going to have to buy a whole system. Because I'm going to probably need, like, 2 of them.
Oh.
And realistically, my preference would be to just run an Ethernet cable down the hallway to my room. But I don't know if, like, the roommates are cool with that yet. And I'm gonna wait until I have the money to actually build my computer before I broach that topic.
So what you working on, Dan?
I'm writing Simon, actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so the hot question is whether we're building characters from Origin or Hero.
I'm gonna pull the group because I can do either way.
Okay.
I'm really just not sure on what kind of story people are looking to tell versus, like, do you just want to dive into the heroics, or do you want to, like, have that, like, 2 to 4 sessions of kind of, like, struggling with why am I slightly supernatural?
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
if my character's gonna have that struggle.
You're gonna struggle with why am I better? Why is no one on my level?
Why does no one understand that this is real?
Exactly, and no one's on your level, so they're all gonna look at you sideways.
So one question that I had, only because I've never played Scion before, I noticed that the role paths are pretty much limited to, like, being a hacker, a cop, or combat. And I was wondering if there was any room for me to work with you to build a role path for, like, a guru or an academic.
Let me look at the role paths, because I'm pretty sure there's, like, a sentence in there that's, like, how Onyx Path normally does it, where it's one sentence in the middle of the damn book that's like, yeah, work with your storyteller to create something for you.
It says exactly that.
Yeah. If it's in the book, I'm allowing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't take any of my stuff, any of my path stuff, at least for my full Scion from the book, other than, like, this, like, any of, like, the path stuff. It's partially because Oracle doesn't have path skills.
Like, as long as the way you're building it is, like, and you're like, oh, this is my path skill, and this is this, and this is this, and, like, as long as I don't see your guru path skill denoting like computers, I'll be like, all right, whatever.
No, I was thinking academics, empathy, persuasion, and occult.
No man ever wetted clay and then left
Most
it,
of the path skills only had
as
3.
if there would be...
Or maybe performance. I don't remember if performance is a thing.
Man, like I'm still.
Nope, performance is not a thing.
Okay, so yeah, in that case,
Culture.
occult would be more appropriate.
Culture is a thing.
Culture would probably lean into performance
Oh,
depending
okay,
on
so.
the act you're doing.
Yeah, so culture would be appropriate in that case. Awesome, the Sanguine Pact. Okay, so I haven't gotten access to the secret society that I want yet. I just got access to the Sanguine Pact, which is the vampire secret society.
What would be in the table or for LARP?
No. In the August update of Civ6, it might have actually been the July update. They added secret societies.
Yeah, they got like 4 of them or something.
Yeah, and now in the August update, they did hidden tech and civic trees. So, like, all of the civics and the techs are all shuffled. So, like, they're all still in the same tier, but they're all shuffled within their tier, and you can't see what's coming up in the tree until you've unlocked its prerequisites.
So, like, in order, like, if I want the wheel, which would like require pottery or something, like,
you'd have to find it.
In order to, yeah, and I would have to literally, like, in order to find it, I have to complete pottery and then follow the tree that leads to it.
Right.
Okay.
It's super cool. You'll see in a second, because I think I just actually finished pottery, so I'm going to open up the tree. Although I think I'm jumping over pottery in the tree at the moment, but I will open it just because.
I'm actually playing Endless Legend right now, which is like its whole other thing.
I was up until 3 a.m. playing Stellaris, because the first time I played Stellaris, I turned off the tutorial and didn't know what I was doing. This time, I played it with Taz on voice chat with me, so that Taz could be like, this is what that thing is. And all of a sudden, I understand how to play the game. And 5 hours later, I was like, I need to go to sleep.
I mean, if you ever want to play Stellaris with me, I am more than happy to. Because I greatly enjoy that game.
Okay. We'll see. That might be a thing.
I enjoy that, and Endless Legend. That is another very, very good 4X game.
Yeah, I've played a lot of Endless Legend. Honestly, Civ is always going to be my favorite, but...
yeah, no, I can respect Civ. It does a lot of good for, like, the 4X genre.
Oh,
Speaking of, just to kind of, like, dive back, who's interested in being in Scion right now? Because I know I have, what, you, Chris, Steve, Taz?
Chris who?
Rhodes?
Oh, was he interested?
Yes.
Oh.
It's positive.
Cool.
Unless
So,
really
in that case, it would be me, Chris, Steve, Taz. Vance said he was potentially interested, and Andrew's friend Jordan is potentially interested.
Okay. I'm probably gonna cap at like 5 because.
Word. Yeah, I was figuring like 4 or 5 would be the cap.
4 is my ideal limit.
Okay.
5 is my absolute maximum for Scion.
Word. Absolutely.
And played in the 6-player Scion game.
Okay, so I'm gonna open the tech tree. Oh, but you can't see it. Basically everything's unrevealed, and all of the prerequisites are like fucky. So in this case, pottery was a prerequisite for astrology, but like the wheel is a prerequisite for bronze working.
But wait, so that was in the August? They just fucked with the tech tree entirely?
So they made it's a mode that you can turn on.
Oh, okay.
Where it shuffles the tech tree, and it makes everything unrevealed. So, like, if everything was unrevealed, but they didn't move it, it would be easy, because I know I have this tech tree fucking memorized after 900 hours of playing the game. But in this case, it shuffles everything around. So, like, in order for me to get writing, I had to get mining first, which is 100% not the way it normally works.
Yeah, that's what my brain was drawing. It was like, it's still the same tech tree.
No.
Now it's just nonsensical random bullshit. Which
Yeah,
is
pretty
cool.
much. I really like it because also, like, texts aren't as linear as sometimes this game makes it seem.
Yeah. So, is your tech tree the same as mine? Like we were playing in a multiplayer game?
Yeah, so everybody in the game has the same tech tree, but it'll be different every game.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fucking cool. I like it. Only barbarians approach. Where the fuck did you come from, you little piece of shit?
They're barbarians. They came from wherever the fuck they wanted.
You're not wrong.
Well, didn't the barbarians came from Spain?
Bar.
And that's how we got a whole entire subculture.
I mean, dude, I don't know.
Clothing fashion design.
Don't even get me started on how civilizations come up with words for things. Literally, the word for cat in like demiotic was Mao.
Mao.
Yeah. Why? That's the noise it made.
No shit, right?
Hey, you. What's your name? Mao. Ah, look at that.
I love it. It's perfect. It's fucking perfect in every way.
But like, I can't even get started on how the names for things existed because, like, you go back far enough and you start hitting proto-language, and you're like, how the fuck did these even like come to be?
Yeah.
Because I was looking at languages as far as how certain things work for how my character would perceive them in a LARP that I was in because we were playing like just before the Dark Ages. So I was like, oh, I'm playing an old ass character who stepped out of time. So I speak Proto-Gaelic. And, you know, like, which then means languages evolved from the language I spoke into, like, Bretonian Gaelic and Irish Gaelic. And I'm just going to say Irish Gaelic because it encompasses a lot. And there was just this giant argument of, because you speak the proto-language, do you speak all of them? And I'm like, well...
No, that's definitely not
like
how that works.
Yeah, it's like Italian and Sicilian. I'll pick up enough to maybe survive, but it's not the same.
Right.
Nuance is lost.
French and French Canadian. When our friends from Quebec, or I think maybe Montreal, when they come down to Western Mass to play Werewolf, I am fucked as soon as they start speaking French. I get what they're trying to say, but if you asked me what individual words were, fucked if I know. It sounds like nonsense to me.
French and Quebecois?
Yeah.
Like, I look at the many French originating languages because of their, and to be uncultured about it, they put letters in words and then they don't pronounce the letters or half of the word. So to me, a fluent speaker is blah 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 blah. And that is because I recognize this because I don't have the ear for the language. I can't hear the separate words because it's just so rapid.
Well, I learned French from someone who came from a part of France where everything is more slurred together than in regular French even. So,
ooh. Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Like,
I'm so upset. They got rid of the Pantheon that makes it so you get a free settler.
There was a Pantheon that gave you a free settler?
Yeah. Or maybe that was a mod. I don't know. Maybe I had a mod installed that gave me that. I could be wrong. But now I'm stuck with just taking fertility rights so that I can get a free worker.
I was gonna say, I knew, like, there was one that gave you a free worker. Wait a second, no. Because Spiff would use one to get a free settler.
Right.
Because you would do the cheat where you hit escape and enter at the same time.
Right. They also fixed that, but... The fact that that worked in multiplayer is absolutely insane to me.
That was bananas. I was watching one of my friends play, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna take the same religion that gives me like +1 faith, +1 money, and +1 like science for every desert tile adjacent to a holy site, and I'm just gonna take that religion like 50 times."
Yep. I mean, you end up with like -1,000,000 faith, but if you're playing a faith game, it doesn't matter.
Right.
In this case, I'm trying to play a commerce game, which isn't a win condition, but it is certainly a way to get there.
I remember when they introduced what was it, Venice in Civ 5, and just playing the race of people that are like, you can't build cities or control them.
Yeah.
And it was just such a big clusterfuck of like being Venice and then out of nowhere getting a culture victory. Because I was looking through the tree of like how you play as Venice. This was like, I played as Venice. I played on super easy mode so I could just kind of get a feel for it. Nabbed a culture victory, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, when you're playing as Venice, you either win with military or culture, and it's easier to win with military." I'm like, how do you win with military when you literally can't control the cities you own?
Right.
You puppet city-states. That is how you play.
It's true. Honestly, I have never won a military victory in Civ 6. Maybe after I do this playthrough, I'll do a playthrough with like, I don't know, fucking Gorgo or something where I just rush military. Or I could do Scythia. Scythia would be really good for that too. Horse archers are fucking baller.
I remember in Civ 5, I would play as the Islander nation. I think it was Kamehameha. Because, you start with boats.
Well, so in Civ 6, you have the, oh my gosh, come on. The Maori people.
Yes, the Islander nation.
Well, I mean, there's like 3 of them now, maybe 4, but the Maori in Civ 6, you don't even start on land. You start in a random ocean tile. But you also start with like 3 military units, and you're able to traverse the ocean like right away without needing tech.
Yep. So you start off as Mars. That would be New Zealand. So are you Coupe?
Yes, it is Coupe, yeah.
Okay. I've been recently watching a lot of like Pacific Islander history because I got invited to play a Changeling the Dreaming Moon game, and I'm interested.
I just thought to myself, I should probably have breakfast. I made myself chocolate pancakes for breakfast and somehow forgot.
Yeah, to like switch over to my phone so I can use that and make some seriously powerful chili.
Cool.
I'm eating dates.
I just devoured a thing of hummus and peanut crackers.
Jack, I need to make this joke. I apologize in advance. You've got to get a date somehow.
I do. I have an actual date, too.
Ooh.
How? Pandemic. Look.
We're meeting in a park. I am giving her plants.
Okay, that's
She's giving
valid.
me pictures of her dog.
I was about to say, if I could find a way to pandemic safe, fucking find a cute boy to hit with things, and you think I wouldn't have already?
I mean, all you really need is a really good mouth cover.
It's true.
And I can bet that you can find a really good one.
I could. I definitely could.
Ball gags and face masks, they serve the same purpose.
Yeah, but ball gags don't really stop spittle.
It's true. In fact, they encourage it.
Yeah. Which is the important thing. Oh, speaking about spittle, and hitting people with things.
I hate that you're saying it like that. I'm so angry.
What, spittle?
Oh god, you're
How else am I supposed to say it?
I don't know, I just don't like that word apparently.
Saliva.
Saliva, yes, or just spit.
Spit. Speaking
Something about the second
and hitting things.
Okay, there we go. See, now that was fine. Something about the toll.
The meaning. Yeah.
What the fuck? Come on, brain. Syllable. Never mind. Sorry, I quit.
Yeah. My mask character tries to kill his sire like 3 times in his timeline.
Oh my god.
And I am currently writing up my timeline right now, and I'm like, oh wait, that's try number 2. Types
You
it
only
in.
tried 3 times?
Why? How did you survive?
What?
Yeah. Like, if Ewan tried to kill his sire, well, Ewan's also a member of the Web of Knives, so that would have gone really poorly.
My character's a Noyad.
Yeah! There's nothing in our stuff that says we try to kill our sire.
Are you playing a Noyad also?
I did last Chronicle.
Yeah, this is... We're not saying... Like, we respect our elders, but, like, this is more like a messed up father-son kind of thing, because we basically made the same character, except his was 1 generation above mine.
Are you gonna call him Daddy?
No. But, like, he teaches him, you know, he, like, throws him out into the ocean and says, survive for the next 30 years, and maybe we can talk. But he, you know, actually teaches my character, you know, this is how you live underwater, and shit like that. But then, you know, like, every single time they, like, meet up, he tries to kill them. Salmon tries to kill Torsen. The first time is, you know, when they meet back up for the first time. The second time is in 1905. Yeah, 1905. It's like 600 years later. Well, 200 years later, sorry. And he tries to blow up the ship that Torsen is on.
So, like, you at least had a relationship with your sire? My sire wasn't fucking real.
What does that even mean?
Yes.
My sire embraced me and then taught me through chimera schemes. There was a chimerical him existing as my sire.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess that's fair. Okay.
I mean, it sucks for my sire when I found his haven and diablerized him. But that's a different story.
Fuck. I can't change streaming settings while I'm streaming.
No.
Really?
Oh.
Twitch isn't letting you do that?
Oh, it's fucking upscaling. That's probably why. Damn it. Okay, well, I'll fix that for next time. For some reason, the canvas is 1080p, but it's upscaling to 4K when it outputs. I thought that it was vice versa. I thought that the canvas was 4K, and that it was downscaling to 1080p. Well, it makes sense why I'm having so much trouble. It's dropping frames because I just have it at way too high a fucking resolution, and I don't have a landline. I mean, I don't have a LAN connection to fucking deal with it.
I mean, you could also not stream in 4K.
Right, well, I mean, why would I do that?
Not everyone has a 4K monitor?
Valid, but some people do.
Oh wait, no, you can stream in 4K and then I can just receive in 1080.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So never mind. Yeah, there's no reason for you to not.
Except for bandwidth, which is the thing that I'm struggling with right now. I think.
Yeah, but bandwidth is on your half, isn't it? Like, if I'm just receiving in 1080, it doesn't matter on that end, right?
Right, correct. But, like, I don't
Also,
really understand what's going on, because I'm currently running at, like, 10 megabit. Maybe streaming 4K to 3 services is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as I headed into the heart of New Zealand's
Oh, fuck yes! Cool! Give me the fucking thing!
Long lost.
Give me the thing! That's the ticket!
Came rushing
Give
back.
me the
I knew
ticket!
the road to Milford Sound.
Are you okay?
So... God damn it! The secret society that I want for my civilization, you get by discovering natural wonders.
Yep.
Because I want the, like, what is it called? Like, the Priory of the Owl or something like that.
Uh-huh. Did they introduce, what was it, espionage in the most recent updates?
It's been out for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get spies, and there's all manner of shit you can do with them.
Yeah, because oh, then it must have been CK3 that was recently got spies.
Oh, I'm so upset.
Hey, odd question. How long would it take to swim from, like, you could, wait a second. Is that 1920s?
How long would it take to swim from the 1920s to today? One could argue about 100 years.
Yeah, about 100 years.
No, oh no, the Panama Canal. When was?
No one is swimming from the Panama Canal to anywhere. Like, for so many reasons.
Unless you're a vampire.
Vampires can still get eaten by sharks.
They still have to deal with crushing pressure, too.
Right.
That's what fortitude and animalism are for.
Fortitude does not stop crushing pressure, because at a certain point, like, you can make diamond.
It's true. God damn it. The Void Singers are the secret society that are basically faith-based, but you're also worshipping a great old one.
Yep, I'm down for that.
If I don't
Sign me on.
find the third one, if I don't find the Priory of the Owl soon, I'm just gonna get vampires.
What's their shtick?
You get vampires.
Oh, okay. That's pretty
What's the
straightforward.
You get a vampire unit. Basically, at each of the 4 tiers, you get another vampire unit, and then at the second tier, you get the ability to build vampire castles. And vampire units never go away. If they die in combat, they just respawn at a vampire castle. And for every unit that they kill in combat, they get a bonus or something.
That's pretty janky.
Dude, they're fucking badass. Maybe I'll... Fuck it, you know what? I'm gonna just do vampires.
Oh, speaking of vampires, Steve.
Yes.
The creators of Clockwork are introducing vampires as a playable class. It gets weird. Because they don't drink blood, they drink potential.
What the fuck does that even
They are
mean?
fake vampires.
Oh, that's awesome. Here's my vampire. He just attacked that warrior. Go, magic vampire.
When did you become a city slicker?
I don't know. This happens sometimes.
Magic vampire.
This happens from time to time.
It's all good.
Oh, come on. I need 3 more. How many turns do I have? 22. Okay, so I need 3 era score minimum so that I'm not in a dark age. What do the vampires get for stats? Let's see. Oh, it doesn't actually tell me what the vampires have. Oh, that's annoying.
What do you mean for stats?
Duchess Harker. Oh my god, I love it.
Did they just give you Mina Harker?
Sorry?
Sounds like it.
Okie dokie.
I named my vampire Duchess Harker.
Oh, you gave yourself.
No, I didn't pick the name. It was a random name.
So the game gave you Mina Harker.
I don't know who that is.
The Bride of Dracula?
Oh, okay. I've definitely never read Dracula.
Oh. I recommend it. It's actually a pretty good read.
I have like 50 books on my to-read list currently, so... Although I did...
You a weird view of Van
I'm a
Helsing.
Sagittarius, and we're skeptical.
You know, the correct view?
Yeah.
Good old doctor.
I have read 3 books in the last week and a half, and I'm currently on a book called The Social Photo on photography and social media. It's super cool. Because social scientist, you know, so I think things like that are cool.
It's fine.
Go,
We
Duchess
understand.
Harker!
You've learned a lesson. I've learned a lesson.
You bastard.
Wash it off in like the next 5 minutes.
Water doesn't get it off.
Then throw milk on your arm.
Very good.
Okay, what am I
I
going for?
touched your arm.
Are you harassing your wife, Dan?
Yes, he is.
Unintentionally, but yes.
I call bullshit. I know you better.
Okay, so like I unintentionally instigated it, but I am continuing.
Okay. Yeah, that checks out. See?
I'm also going to be suffering very much later because I decided that it's okay to cut jalapenos with my ungloved hands.
Oh. Oh, good on you.
Yup.
That was quite stupid, my friend.
I mean, jalapenos really don't screw with me in the same way habaneros did.
Okay, that's fair. So in order to get archery, hear me out. In order to get archery, I had to learn mining, animal husbandry, irrigation, and something I haven't revealed yet.
This garlic.
I love this mode.
Oh no. How much garlic do I add to my chili?
Like
All
6.
of it?
I was talking for the past like 5 minutes on mute. I
Yeah, that
agree with
checks
Steve,
out.
all of it.
That checks out.
Jack, you're pretty.
Pretty stupid.
You said it.
Too hot.
Okay, builder, what are you gonna do next? I guess we're just gonna keep building farms. Oh, I'm gonna go build a mine over there on that desert hill, though. Ooh, vampire gonna go kill that warrior! You dead, bitch! And now my vampire gets stronger.
Alright.
Okay, maybe going vampire... I've never gone vampires since the Secret Societies came out. Maybe doing vampire is gonna be fun, because now I've got this military unit that doesn't technically ever die, that, like, gets stronger when it eats people. I'm sorta here for it. So I had to turn the sound off. I was telling Jack earlier, I had to turn the music off from the game. Like, the talking parts and the Sound effects, those are fine. But I had to turn the music off because I was streaming Civ before, and I got a goddamn copyright takedown notice because apparently the person who wrote the, like, title theme for the game is, like, super litigious.
Wait, so you own the copy of the game,
Yes.
and you're playing the game through completely legal means,
Uh-huh.
and you're streaming.
Uh-huh. It doesn't matter.
You literally can't get... Really?
No, that's 100% not true.
But you're not doing it for monetary methods, right?
Well, so that's the problem, is that on YouTube, everything is monetized regardless of whether you're getting the money or not.
I thought you got slapped with the C&D, like, via Twitch. I was like...
No, so I Twitch streamed for like a hot second, and then I stopped, and I was just streaming on YouTube for a little bit so that I could remember how the interface worked. But now I'm doing all three. Because...
So...
Why not?
YouTube doesn't actually, like... Unless the person specifically watches you, like...
100% not true. People have bots that fucking crawl anything related to a project that they've worked on.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's not directly the person. It's their efforts.
Right. Regardless, that is the person. If something happens as a direct result of your action, you are ethically at fault.
Wow. Fuck society.
I mean, I agree. This is my statement of ethical belief, that if you purposefully take an action which results in a thing happening, you are ethically culpable for that thing.
I mean, I can see your standpoint, but I also will disagree with you on certain things.
Like what? I'm also
So,
not an
like-
ethical relativist. Let me just start with that. I am 100% not an ethical ethical relativist. I don't think that you get to make up the rules to ethics based on what person is doing what when.
No, I put everyone on the same standpoint of, like, Joe, John, James, Alex, and Samir, like, they're all the same fucking person as far as I'm concerned. But, like, if I open the door for someone who then, like, shoots up the library, is that my fault? Like, you're going with ethics. I kind of have to look at it from, like, a philosophical standpoint.
Well, the ethics is philosophy. So, in terms of... You are not... I would say that you are not morally required to stop the person from entering if you don't know their intent. If you knew their intent, you would be.
Correct. I can agree with you there. Now, so you're against the categorical imperative.
No, 100% not.
So if a killer comes up to you, and I'm just going to use, like, the blanket term of, like, I am here to shoot your lover, where are they? It is your job to answer that.
No, because that's not what the categorical imperative says.
In a nutshell, you're correct. There are a lot of caveats that you...
So for the record, I've got like 6 years of normative and applied ethics training.
I don't.
Yeah, the categorical imperative, at its very root, like, text, is that in a given situation, you ought to act in a way that you would expect every other person to act given that situation.
Ah, okay, so that's where...
So, like, the actual text is, one ought to act... Oh, God. One ought to act to such a maxim that they could will it into universal law. Oh, fuck. Those are, like, mostly the right words, but I think I'm missing a couple. But, basically, the idea is that a thing is only ethically permissible if, in any similar situation, it could then be willed into universal law. So, that is not...
It's basically a giant golden rule.
It's not in opposition to like virtue ethics, for instance. There are a lot of virtue ethicists who talk through Kant specifically because Kant doesn't necessarily tell you what is and isn't wrong, except to say that a thing is ethically permissible if you would be willing to permit anyone to do it given the same situation. Whereas, like, a virtue ethicist would say, in this situation where a person comes up to you and says that they're going to kill a loved one, and you need to tell them where that loved one is, the moral virtue being tested isn't the virtue of truth in that case, it's the virtue of duty and loyalty. Because your duty to your loved one supersedes your duty to be truthful.
Ah, gotcha. I had a different take. Whereas, yeah, I'll tell you exactly where they are and then immediately call the cops and tell my child to run. But, you know. That's
also an acceptable, a morally permissible act, but it doesn't violate your duty towards your loved one.
Right.
So there's also this big thing, there's also this big conversation that happens in normative ethics, which normative ethics is like when you're talking as an abstraction from what is realistically plausible. Like, you're not concerned with the realistically plausible in normative ethics, you're talking about ethics at like a 30,000 foot view, sort of. So in normative ethics, there's also a big discussion about whether one must always make the most ethical choice. And that's sort of where like the trolley experiment came out of, was looking at utilitarian calculus. And hey Andrew, just so you know, I want to just give you a heads up before you stay here. I'm currently streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook playing Civ6. So the voice channel is also carrying through. I tend to do these streams called Civ6 in chat, where I just like talk about random shit. So in this case, right now, we're talking about ethics. Sorry?
Is there a language
no.
requirement on it?
All of my channels are set as potentially not safe for work.
Then I am okay with this. Thank you for the heads up.
Yeah, absolutely. I cannot prevent myself from swearing in a casual context. If I'm in front of a classroom, 100%. If I'm talking to someone who is a professional colleague, 100%. But my, like, common vocabulary, like, I cannot cause myself to say... I cannot prevent myself from saying things that are merely swears.
I saw you in person 2 days ago, and we were moving couches.
Yeah, exactly. But, so what I'm saying is, not entirely the impetus for the trolley problem, but part of the impetus for the trolley problem is looking at utilitarian, or I forget what the branch of, god damn it, we'll just go with utilitarian methodologies for now, because so the reason why it was brought up was because you have to ask the question about what is morally permissible versus what is morally required. And that, at that point, if you are standing in the trolley and you are the only one who can pull the lever, are you morally required to pull the lever? And that question is really difficult for utilitarianism to answer, because there are pure utilitarians, and then there are well, actually, hold on. Regardless of that, in terms of normative ethics, there are two types of utilitarianists. There are utilitarianists that believe that an action which brings good to the most people is the most morally correct action. And there are utilitarians who believe that an action that brings the most good to any individual in that group of people is the most good. So technically, Ayn Rand, ethical egoism,
preference utilitarianism.
Right.
Is the first one of those?
No. Preference utilitarianism is a whole different thing.
Is a whole different thing.
Right. But like Ayn Rand's ethical egoism is technically a form of utilitarianism.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have my... I'm playing a game, so I don't have my normative ethics textbook here, so I can't remember the names of them. But,
There's definitely... There's act utilitarianism and...
there's a few different kinds of utilitarianism, and I just don't...
There are quite a few different...
Okay, here we go. I'm getting up.
Rule utilitarianism?
Yes.
Rule,
act, preference...
Yes.
Shit.
Man, I wish you guys were in my kitchen right now to smell what
I can't smell well.
That's true. Jack can't smell anything, so...
I don't think you understand.
Is it
I don't
garlicky?
think you understand, like, the smell of my kitchen right now. You'd walk in and be like, I have a sinus? Like, ooh.
Dude, I learned how to make curry.
Appreciate that.
I learned how to make curry from a woman from southern India. So...
Yep. My grandmother's current landlord, like when I lived with her, my grandmother's current landlord comes from the, is it Bombay or Mumbai right now?
Mumbai.
Comes from Mumbai. And was literally like, my wife made curry, and I was like, I really like Indian cuisine. And he comes over and goes, my wife made you a small thing of curry, and hands me like a thing of rice, and then a much, much smaller thing of like red curry.
Look at you later. Oh, Taz, now that you're here, I just want to make sure that you're okay with the fact that I am streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook at the moment because I'm playing Civ.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I was actually on before Andrew was. I just didn't want to break up your tangent.
That's fair. I just want to make sure because I, at the very least, am coming from Massachusetts, where both sides of a conversation need to consent to it being broadcast or recorded.
One-party consent, or two-party consent, right.
Okay, so I put my ethics book down. I want to play this game. But utilitarianism, it doesn't even enter into the whole reason why the Charlie experiment exists. It is a bigger argument about consequentialism, which includes ethical egoism and includes fucking crazy extreme forms of consequentialism, which would say that if you open the door to the bank and by happenstance the person you open the door to the bank for ends up committing an act of mass murder, you are morally culpable for that act of mass murder. There are consequentialists who would argue that. I am not one of them. I am also not a consequentialist, so...
They sound like asshats.
Yeah,
there are also consequentialists, specifically utilitarians, who would say that you must at all times behave in such a way so as to be creating the greatest benefit for the greatest number of people. There is this guy who is like, I don't know, he's used in case studies and all kinds of shit because he literally like wakes up and immediately starts doing, like, he immediately jumps online in order to start doing advocacy work. He only sleeps like 3 hours a night, because the problem is when you take that consequentialist view to its logical extreme like that, you're not ethically permitted to do a thing merely because it benefits you, if by doing that thing you are not performing an action which could create right
for the greater good.
So like there is a whole school of ethicists who believe that you can only do that thing which creates the most good for the most people. And you are obligated to ignore your own well-being in that pursuit, so long as you're not obligating to the point where you limit your ability to do good for people. So there are people who live in this state of bare survival, because to do anything other than merely survive
Austerity.
is unethical.
Austerity, I suppose, would be the...
I don't even know that austerity counts it. It's bigger than austerity, because you can't... You have to put off hunger until such a point that your hunger, that fulfilling your need for food provides greater good than you could provide by not eating.
So effectively, like, one meal a day until your body says, I can't take this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's... To my thought, it is an insane theory.
And that's only if your death by that same standpoint would not benefit the greatest number of people.
Right.
I also believe that in that scenario, that's a stupid thing to do to oneself, by choice at least.
Doesn't matter.
If you
your personal interest doesn't enter in.
No, it does. Hear my argument, because if your mind and body would function better, which it almost certainly would, by being well nourished, then there is a strong argument in favor of taking that course of action that leads you to that point.
If I'm a pure utilitarian, I would say that that's not necessarily true, because the amount of good that you would generate doesn't offset the amount of the opportunity cost of stopping to generate general good.
It's the argument of, I have a full bladder. Can I finish writing my report before I have to use the bathroom?
Sort of. Except, like, I need a new pair of shoes, but the $8 that a new pair of shoes would cost me could be better served by sending it to a village in Central Africa, and therefore I will never buy myself a thing, so long as that money would create greater good for other people.
I'm either too sober or not, or I am not drunk enough for this conversation.
It's honestly, like, normative ethics is a crazy place.
Yeah.
Sounds like a silly place. Let's not go there.
Yeah. So, I studied normative ethics for 4 years.
I'm sorry.
So here's the question for you guys, because my thought on the Scion campaign actually has a very, very big political or philosophical bend.
Okay.
So is that a direction players are willing to go?
Oh, I'm 100% there.
Okay.
So again, I will probably not be playing it, but I invited my friend Logan. He's definitely interested, and I know him very well. So can you clarify a little bit about what you mean by that? Because I might be able to answer on his behalf.
It's giving the players the ability to decide greater good, or, like, in order to have the best good, you must damage something. Is that worth it?
I mean, my character is already going to be thoroughly enveloped in that if I'm able to play a character who's a scion of Sarasvati, because one of the big things that they talk about with the Deva pantheon is that you have to sort of navigate the world of, like, good versus social norm. After all, although the caste system has been legally abolished, it has not been de facto abolished.
Right. That being said, I am clearly going to allow the Deva, because I did a little bit of digging, and there is actually a rather large, and by large I mean comparatively, Hindu presence in the greater Boston area.
Oh, there definitely is. trust me,
Like,
as soon as I am working at school, I'm gonna start doing most of my shopping at the Indian market because I fucking miss fresh Indian ingredients.
Yeah.
Ooh, I found a...
When you find it, please let me know, because my father does too.
You guys don't live close enough to me because there is an Indian market like 2 blocks away from my house.
I mean, I have a car. Or at least, for now, I have a car.
Actually, is it Indian? No, it is Middle Eastern. Sorry, I haven't been that way in a long time.
Very different
Because
things.
Yes, it is. It is a halal place that offers a lot of vegan alternatives.
Oh, cool.
So, since the campaign got brought up, I do have a question for you, Dan.
Yep.
Are you starting with having done a visitation or pre-visitation?
That is actually going to be, once I get everyone in a room, a question I ask.
Okay.
Me as a storyteller, I have my story, I have my direction, I know where I want to go, but it's also a collaborative story, so you guys should have almost as much input as I do.
So I would actually...
If there are no dogs in heaven, then when I die...
In terms of concept, my like 2 big ideas are to either be a chosen of or an incarnate of Sarasvati, specifically because it's like really big in sort of Vedic myth of gods having like mortal avatars, and I'm super fond of the idea of being an avatar of Sarasvati.
So I have a question for you based off of Hindu religion.
Yes.
Have you heard the story about the girl, the god, and the egg?
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that aligns with Hindu religion?
I'd have to relook up specifics, but I think so.
So like, nutshell here. It's basically a girl dies, goes to heaven, meets God, and then God sits down and goes, technically, we are all one person. Like, the world is an egg, and I'm waiting for it to hatch. And once that hatches, you realize your full potential, and like, the girl starts asking God, well, what about this person? And they're like, well, that's you in another life. That's you in another life. Well, what about like all of these awful, atrocious things that these other politicians did? And it's like, that was you in another life. You need to experience.
And then also like I've also seen that too, and I think the original post was the one I saw was a man who died in a car accident.
So it sort of aligns, but it also depends because realistically there are 4 main ideological schools that fall under the umbrella term of Hinduism.
Okay.
So, like, I personally follow the ideology of Vaishnava Hinduism, which would say that all things that are a facet of Vishnu.
Okay.
Which is to say that every person is a shard of the divine.
Okay.
And the avatars, which, like the Deva, like the individual Deva Devi, are merely presentations of that divine existence that we can personify as Vishnu. So, like, Krishna is said to be one of Vishnu's faces, and, like, all that kind of stuff. But in the end, Vaishana largely comes back to everything is the same thing. So it's very, like, universalist in that sense. But there is at least one other major ideological school that takes a more strict like polytheistic viewpoint of there are all of these individual divine beings, and they empower avatars of themselves, but they are individual divine beings. So it really depends. Like, I mean, it's really an umbrella that covers 15,000 different religions.
Okay.
Sarasvati is typically affiliated with Shiva. Fuck, I forget what it is, but the one that basically puts Shiva at the head instead of Vishnu. But Sarasvati is also in a lot of Vishnu-related myths. Sarasvati is the goddess of arts and letters, basically the patron goddess of like scholars and students. So resonates with me very, very, very strongly.
Okay.
So my character concept is that of basically what amounts to an academic scholar bard. I'm thinking probably a character that studies linguistics or classics or something like that. And that's where, like, in private investigator doesn't really fit my character. Neither does hacker. Neither does pilot, which is why I was saying about the role path. Like, nothing really makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not locking you guys into that kind of stuff. Like,
cool. Yeah, but that's my super rough concept. And in terms of being a chosen, my idea was, so in some parts of India, in specific castes, or at least people who aspire to specific castes, they bring their children to a temple to be blessed and named. And that's sort of when they formally gain personhood. They're given a formal religious name. And like any familiar name that they have in the home is often still used, but sometimes the family just stops and uses their faith name. So if my character was a chosen and not an incarnate, my idea was that her parents were of a lower caste and aspired for her to have a life of a higher caste, which is not theoretically possible if you believe in a caste metaphysics. So basically they prayed to Sarasvati to bless her in order to have her be able to have a life that is above their caste. And that's sort of why she would have like excelled through school. She would have always had like better grades than her peers, would have been able to go to university, and in the end, whether or not she is societally able to join a higher caste, she's put herself into a position of prestige which would normally only be afforded to one of a higher caste.
And vis-a-vis mechanics, you get your visitation.
Right. Or the other option would be it's functionally the same story, but she's an avatar of Sarasvati who, like, all of this stuff is happening because, in essence, she is a mortal incarnation of Sarasvati.
So this might fit in super well with your story then, because my exposure to Hindu and the very, like, those who are of very orthodox religion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be asking all of the PCs to take what I call like a mark, like something that happened to the god that you are attached to in some form.
Mm-hmm.
That is like a physical, like the history repeats itself sort of thing.
Okay.
Like
that's kind of suck for me.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, Steve, you saw it when I was playing my Child of Hephaestus. I fell down a hill while riding a motorcycle and lost my leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the like a primordial mark sort of deal. It doesn't have to be like word for word the same potency, just kind of an echo.
Yeah.
That would be interesting, considering I'm going with Loki.
And I'm going with hell. Hi, Uncle.
You just don't have a good relationship. It's fine.
Oh, fuck yes,
No.
cool. I'm not gonna have a Dark Age.
Did you just squeak by on your points?
I just got it. I just got, like, the normal age points. I have 10 to 39 turns left.
Oh,
I'm
so you might
almost
even be able
certainly
to
not gonna
push
get a
it.
Golden Age.
Oh, I was gonna say, because if you push hard enough, can you get a golden age then?
Yeah, it would... It would
Be rough.
take... Yeah, it would
I
take
still
a
remember my
hard...
first completed game. I hit a Dark Age on the last possible age, and God, that screwed me over.
What does a dark age do?
So it makes it so that your culture doesn't push as hard. It also makes it so that you... It also makes it so that you don't get as much science. And
So
you
the
have to
general
take a dark policy. So you get a policy in your, like, government screen that is not entirely negative, but it has negative aspects to it, specifically from your Dark Age.
Oh, so it just generally fucks your game up in the long run.
Yeah, unless you're playing Iceland. So if you're playing Iceland and you get a Dark Age, you get a special benefit.
Is that they're like, I'm Iceland, this is what I do?
Yes, but if
they
you are in a
want-
Dark Age and then your next era is a Golden Age, your Golden Age is like tenfold more powerful. But you have to go from a Dark Age to a Golden Age.
So you effectively have to have a Renaissance.
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of fucking cool. Okay, I will be back in a couple minutes. I am gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, Bree and I were
He is.
Okay,
Some scholars I've heard to I've been exposed to put him more akin to like a folk hero.
Yeah.
Like a really strong folk hero. But in current practice, he is treated as a deity.
Yep.
Whomst.
I've made one too many sandwiches.
Whomst is treated.
Loki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bree was not surprised at all when I immediately went, I'm picking Loki. And that was before Bree knew I actively worship Loki.
It's true.
I'm playing a son of hell who is also a prophet.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, yes, the supernatural exists. Why are you all having trouble with it?
Well, look, one is Seer Scion who won't like actively hate mine on reflex.
Oh no, I won't hate you at all. Your dad, I can still think is a dick.
Again, I feel like Loki gets such a bad rap.
Oh yeah, he is wholeheartedly. I wholeheartedly understand why everything he does in the myths and legends, as I understand them. I stand by. He's kind of a dick.
I would make a move to make a vote that he's a pragmatist. He doesn't care how he gets where he gets as long as people get there.
I mean, there's also I'll do it for the law.
Sometimes people need to learn a lesson.
I mean, I'm not arguing that my god isn't a dick.
I mean, most of the Aesir have that level of I'm stronger than you, and if you disagree with me, prove it.
Yep.
The one that I didn't know what it was?
About the one time I prayed to Thor for help, and gave me exactly what I wanted with a horrible consequence. There were witnesses to it. I was trying to move a trailer in the middle of a torrential downpour. I looked up to the sky and said, "Can I get 5 minutes without any goddamn rain?" Rain stopped. One of the people there looks at me and starts a timer. Sure enough, at exactly 5 minutes, the rain comes down 3 times as hard. I mean, dodging lightning bolts for 6 months.
Letter of the law, not the spirit.
The last remaining kins have fallen asleep, latched onto their mother. Looks like these two are going to make it.
Yay.
Man, the desire to just click leave server on certain servers is so strong today.
Hopefully not mine.
No, I wouldn't be here if that was the case.
Oh no, not that one. I mean the Masquerade one.
Dare I ask which ones?
A bunch of Mez ones.
I can believe it.
Yeah, big mood.
I'm only on like 6 of those, and like 2 of them are currently default.
You're in single-digit med servers? You're so lucky.
Yep. Because I I don't get involved in a lot of stuff anymore. I'm in Sundered Lands, Mez Northeast, the Mage game, the Requiem game, which, oh my god, Bray, I had so much fun at the last Requiem game. Somebody actually recognized William for what he was.
That's cool.
Didn't go running.
I am sadly no longer VST.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It was a choice. I had, like, a bunch of people transfer characters out of the VSS, like, within a month or two after we started being virtual, and it sort of took a big toll on me. And then, on top of that, I was just, like, getting a lot of pushback on some of the fundamental stuff about the VSS, and I just sort of got to a point where I realized that I wasn't running the game that players wanted to play anymore.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to head out to actually do some packing today, so...
Bye forever, I'll miss you.
I'll be back in some point, hopefully.
Well, I'm only gonna play this game right now for 3 hours, and then I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna stop, so that another day I can continue playing
it. You say that, but then you'll have the same problem of 15 minutes has passed. No, 6 hours.
No, I have a timer set.
Oh.
The live stream is set to turn off.
Ah.
Oh, fuck you. Fucking piece of shit, fucking flood-ass motherfucking bastard. This is why all my channels are flagged for not safe for work.
Yeah, can agree. Oh, man. Fucking... stupid brain shit.
To be fair, I don't have alcohol, so you guys are missing out on the best time, which is when Reina and I used to stay up super fucking late, and I would drink a third of a bottle of tequila or gin, and then be, shouting at the other world leaders.
Do I want another Smirnoff Ice, or do I want to drink...
A real drink? Sorry, I love you.
Bailey's strawberries and cream.
Oh. Okay, I'm always gonna go for the strawberries and cream when the alternative... I'm always gonna go for almost anything when the alternative is a Smirnoff Ice, but that Bailey's strawberry and cream sounds delicious. Andrew, if you're still... Sorry, go ahead.
I also have a spiced honey liqueur in my room.
Ooh. Oh, Andrew is not still here, so I will not bother.
He left.
What time? Oh, it's 3 o'clock. Okay. So it's still too early for me to drink.
I took the day off so that I could handle the wallet stuff.
Yeah.
There's not enough salt in it. It's too hot for taste.
I also found out I can actually take out money out of my bank account as long as I can answer questions about my bank account and I'm not, like, emptying the entire thing.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah. It's a good thing to have when you're calling it. You don't?
Let me see if I can... done being mad about
Wait, God. Else?
When did barbarians ravage my fucking town? Fuck you, barbarians!
Okay. Be right back.
Okay. These motherfucking barbarians, man.
Okay, I'm back. Wait,
Hi,
what is
forever.
the last light email?
What do you mean? The ST email?
Yes.
nhma.mask2020.
Thank you.
Yep.
When will they